Hello, my people, it is your brother Vandor. So apparently, I must be forgiven for thinking that the Democratic Party was going to be the party who's going to properly handle the immigration situation. The reason I say this is because, of course, back when Donald Trump was the president of the United States, the Democrats did everything in their power to paint the man as a horrible, evil tyrant, someone who wanted to crush immigrant families and prevent any kind of immigration, a man deprived who would lock children in cages. This was the depiction of Donald Trump, the commander-in-chief at the time. Now fast forward to a Biden administration in October. Can you believe that Joe Biden has had the record amount of apprehensions ever recorded at the border? The U.S. Border Patrol reports that nearly 1.7 million apprehensions took place over the past year at the southern border. The only other time immigration was even this high was about 20 years ago. That is a crazy predicament the Democrats have found themselves in, considering they were supposed to be the champions of the immigrant. Now, even though all of these things are happening, the Democrats are simultaneously trying to pursue their infrastructure package, which is going to be on record as the biggest and largest bill in history. The funniest fact to me, though, is not one word about this immigration crisis is featured in their key legislation. I mean, not even talk about a wall, not even talk about any kind of security to protect our border. I understand that it is not good politics for the Democrats because they want those migrants to come and vote D. However, the safety and security of our country should trump any efforts to politicize what is happening at our southern border. Unfortunately, this is not the case, and there is more diving in needed. Let's go. Alright, my people, so these images that we are witnessing right now are Tapachula, Mexico, not too far away from the United States border. Now, these are migrants who it seems like are being deterred or attempting to be deterred by the police agency there. However, if you watch this footage, the migrants seem to blow past those little bit of police. Didn't even stand a chance. Now, this is one of the biggest deterrents that the migrants have. Back in the day when Donald Trump was president, he had the stay in Mexico policy, which was extremely effective in deterring a lot of the migrants who came over. Clearly, the Biden administration does not feel the same way and does not want the migrants to deter and stay in Mexico, to remain in Mexico. And that this is the outcome. I mean, this is what happens when you see that. This footage is heartbreaking because a lot of these people, I assume, are good people. They are just immigrating not only just because they know they could probably get away with it, but to try to make a better life for their families. It doesn't bypass the fact that they broke United States law. And it doesn't change the fact in the effects for the citizens of the United States and even the effects of the citizens of Mexico to have to pay for this consistently. So something should be done about this. I have more video footage and more clips to show you. It's time. We are currently diving in. Let's go. So it is true, my people, that Mr. Joe Biden, the president, his poll numbers are completely down. One explanation for this reason is because the people feel disenfranchised. Disenfranchised for a number of reasons. One reason is because inflation is through the roof, and nothing can seem to make gas prices come down. Meanwhile, Mr. Joe Biden and his administration and the Democrats are pushing trillions of dollars in unknown progressive things. And the reason why I say unknown is because they don't even know what's in the bill yet. They have a progressive wish list for days. All of that on top of this horrible migrant crisis, right in the middle of when Americans are just wishing for a little sense of normality. So take this whole situation at the border. Another reason that Americans are upset is because the administration is pushing for almost $500,000 for those families who have separated loved ones and have undue harm placed upon them. We are going to give those migrants who illegally crossed into the border $500,000, $450,000. Now, the reason why this number is truly shocking, and I do mean shocking, is because Gold Star families who have lost a loved one, only get $25,000 to $100,000 for a loss of a loved one. Meanwhile, we are willing to pay over 3 to 4 times that much just for the migrants. Now, I understand that this is a serious problem, but to pay the migrants more than the people who have lost loved ones and their lives is absolutely ridiculous for this country. Lost their loved ones and the lives for this country is absolutely ridiculous. Now, I don't know about you all, but I am an American patriot, and I honor and respect each of those people who serve in our armed forces, and I especially salute those people who have lost their lives. Now, I do realize Mr. Biden is trying to do anything to contrast himself from his predecessor. However, Mr. Donald Trump's zero-tolerance policy at the border is exactly the reason why we don't or didn't at that time have this crazy border crisis. Now, this situation that Mr. Biden has created is absolutely a fiasco, and it is a man-made one at that. These payments and these types of situations to where we are offering criminals and we are giving people who have broken U.S. law favoritism is exactly the reason why we get ourselves into this situation. If I was a migrant and I'm seeing these numbers, $450,000, I might even try to claim to have lost a loved one or been separated myself, because this is unbelievable amounts of money to people from South America and even from this country. Most Americans are struggling to pay their bills, fill up on gas, and get groceries because of the inflation and the pandemic. This situation has affected not only the migrants, but also the people who are native to this country. And I'm not talking about Native Americans, but I am talking about those people who have American heritage, which would also include Native Americans. But in all seriousness, folks, one party cannot just omit the whole situation at the border. To me, I am absolutely disgusted by the politics that are being played when it comes to trafficking and crimes and drugs, fentanyl and murders and things that are happening at our southern border and being brought up. The distractionary politics in the left to try to make an illusion so we don't see exactly what is happening is unreal and unbelievable. Even Bringing up a subject like immigration is something that is seen as racist or wrong. Even that has been constructed by one particular party, the left and the progressives, in an effort to make sure we do not bring up immigration again. Even though the numbers are at record highs, this is still something that is not being brought up. The AOCs and the squads, the Talib and the Omar, nobody wants to bring up the immigration process. Nobody wants to bring up the immigration problem. Nobody wants to bring up the immigration delay. However, this is the real situation that we are being faced with, and we must address it. Let's grow up. All politicians should come to the table and understand that something is happening at our southern border, and it is less than desirable. My people, I do appreciate you all for watching Vandor the Source today. Let's come back and dive in for another episode. I'll check you out later. Thank you for watching.